Welcome back everyone. In this video, let's understand about stores in Svelte. If you are coming from React or Vue background, Svelte stores is similar to React Redux or Vue.x. So you might have a fair idea about what they are. However, if you don't have a React or Vue background, there is nothing to worry about, as I'll be explaining in simple terms the what and why about Svelte stores. Let's start with why, which will then help us understand what exactly Svelte stores are. Consider a Svelte application. The application may consist of several components nested at various levels. Let's pick a component at the end of component tree. So component A. This component has the input field to access the username, which is stored locally in the component script section. Seems pretty straightforward. Now it just so happens that a sibling component, which is the component B, needs to display the username. Now, how do we send the username from component A to component B? A good approach is to move the name variable to the parent component, which is C. Component C then provides data as props to component A and can accept custom event from component B to change the name. What is if few days down the road that component D also need to display the username? The solution is again to lift the state up. State here refers to the data we are maintaining, which is the name variable. The state is now managed in the parent component E, and the very next day all of a sudden you find state here refers to the data we are maintaining, which is the name variable. The state is now managed in the parent component E. The very next day all of a sudden you find out that you need to display the username in component F. Now the only choice you have is to lift the state to app component. As you see, managing state in Svelte is not as simple as it seems. So in Svelte application, where you have a considerable number of components which share some common state management could become troublesome. This is where stores will help you out. With stores, your state is contained outside your component hierarchy. If component A wants to update the state, it communicates with the store. The store updates the state and then sends the value to the components that are in need of that value. How does this happen? Well, we understand that when we are coding. At this point, you might be thinking, doesn't the context API solve the problem? Well, it sort of does. But the store module in Svelte lets you organize code in a much better way, and the state change is more predictable, since the store exposes the method that can alter the state value. If you are still a bit confused, stick with me for next few videos and it will start making sense. But now that we understand a bit about the scenario, we can answer what are Svelte stores. In Svelte, stores are a feature which lets us share state across multiple components, which are not necessarily in the same component hierarchy. You could say stores help you manage global state in a Svelte application. So in the next video, let's understand with an example how to work with Svelte stores.